What's up, everybody? Welcome to The Revival. My name is JJ, and today I'm talking about how I got my first Nintendo Wii. So, I don't know, like, if you guys remember when this thing first came out, like, how hot of an item it was. It was, you couldn't find it anywhere for the first, like, I don't know if it lasted as long as a year, but I know for the first few months at least, it was very, very hard to find these. And people were charging, like, you know, scalpers would go buy 5 or 6 of them and then sell them for a huge markup on eBay and all that stuff, and it was crazy. I had actually played Wii Sports for the first time, which ended up being the big draw for a lot of people, because this thing drew in a lot of non-gamers because of the motion controls and how well they worked. I ended up playing Wii Sports at my buddy Mark from the Frozen North at his place for the first time because he had one. I couldn't tell you how he got it. I don't know if there's a super interesting story behind that, but all I know is he had one, and I hadn't tried it. I knew it was out, but I hadn't even seen one in a store yet. So I went over to his place and had the chance to try it out at that point. And I fell in love with it, just like anybody else at the time who tried it for the first time. Played that Wii Sports, did that Wii Bowling, or the baseball. Like, I remember taking this and doing the baseball, and like I remember kind of like doing this with the bat and watching the character in the screen make the same motion, which I thought was like the coolest thing in the world. And I was like, holy crap, he's actually following my move. You know, it was crazy. It was really, really cool. And honestly, I still pop in Wii Sports into my Wii U every now and then just because I think Wii Bowling is still so fun. It's bowling without having to worry about lugging around a heavy ball. I like it. It's a fun little time killer. But anyway, so at the time I was bartending at my dad's restaurant. So there's going to be a little bit of an admission here, although I guess it really doesn't matter because he knew about it. I don't know if my mom did, but I know he definitely knew about it. So there would be nights when I would go back up there with a buddy or something like that after we closed down and everything. And he always knew that I had been there because I would always leave a few bucks on the counter, and that's why he didn't mind. I'd go in and we just, while the doors were closed and it was just super late, just sit at the bar, have a couple of drinks and whatnot, and like I said, we left money on the counter, so it really was that big of a deal or anything like that. So yeah, that was the thing we did. It was nice having the key to a bar when you're in your early 20s. We'll just put it that way. So one night I'm working and it was like, gosh, I don't know, maybe 10 o'clock at night or so. And we closed at 11, and I get a text message from my friend Brett, who also worked there at the time, who had just left, like, I don't know, maybe like an hour prior. And the text just says, "You want to get a Nintendo Wii?" And I was like, well, yeah, of course I do. So he's like, all right, well, I'm going up to Best Buy to wait in line. They're going to be having some in the morning. Now, I have never, ever done at this point. I had maybe 2 or 3 times since. I know one was for Destiny, and I think maybe for one of the Grand Theft Autos I did it also. But at this point, I hadn't done where you sit in line and wait overnight, because I always thought it was just crazy. But this is a freaking Nintendo Wii, and I really wanted one. So, I told him, I was like, yeah, what do we need to do? He's like, up at Best Buy, they're releasing them tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. They're going to hand out tickets. I don't know how many they're going to have, but they're going to hand them out to people in line. Do you want to go up there and wait? And I was like, all right, but I don't get off till 11. He's like, that's fine. That's about when I was going over there anyways. I was like, all right. I didn't know, if there were going to be people in line. I didn't know if we were going to be the only ones there waiting. I had no idea what to expect because, like I said, I'd never done this before at the time. So I get off work and I rush over because I'm, flipping out and whatnot. And I think he actually met up at the bar and we drove over there together. We get there and there was like the first couple of people in line had tents. And then there was just a small mass of people next to him. And it was just like, I was like, holy crap, there's already, a bunch of people here. Ended up being 23rd and 24th in line. And I'll tell you why I know that later on. So we were sitting there and it's like, it was cold as hell too. So we're just sitting there and we're kind of like BSing with people and whatnot and hanging out and all this stuff. And everybody's obviously there for the same thing, so we're talking games and whatnot. And it was just really cold. And I was like, I got the key to a bar if somebody wants me to go get booze. So, of course, several people raised their hands, so everybody chipped in. And then what happened was I went with one of the other guys, and we went to 7-Eleven and got a few of the double gulps, the big giant ones. And if anybody who's been to 7-Eleven, you know what double gulp, you know how big they are. We filled them up about halfway, 3/4 of the way with just Coke or whatever anybody wanted. And then I went back to the bar, unlocked it, and I purchased some more to fill up the rest of the way. I want to be clear, we weren't like drinking it on the way or anything like that, not at all, or anything like that. But we got back to Best Buy and handed out what everybody wanted, and we just proceeded to warm up, as it were, via the wonderful beverages that were provided. And I mean, we weren't like wasted by any means, but we definitely were feeling pretty good by the end, and then we were all sober by the time morning came anyways, because this was at like 2 o'clock, and like I said, they were handing out tickets at like 7. So 7 o'clock rolls around, we're all pretty, we're coming down, and we're feeling all right. We're just tired at this point. The night went by quick because of that, thank goodness. But then they start handing out the tickets, and at this point, there was about 200 people in line. Like, it was crazy. It was just, the line went around the building. It was insane. And this lady comes out, and she's like, all right, just so everybody's aware, I only have 25 tickets. So the first 25 people, you're getting one. It's one per person. So she starts handing them out. I get mine. And then they hand the last one to the next guy, the guy next to me in line. And they were kind of just like, sorry, to everybody else. Well, this other lady comes up, and she was like, I will offer you $300 for your ticket. Like, the lady was willing to pay like $600 to do the thing. I'm looking back on it now, and if I had known that eventually it'd be like super easy to find and all this stuff, I didn't know. I didn't know how tough it was going to be to get one of these things, and I just really wanted one, so I said no. And I kick myself now, because that could have been just an extra $300 I would have had in my pocket at the time, which would have been amazing. But I turned it down, and we got in there, got our wheeze, and took it home, and I still didn't go to sleep because I wanted to play it. I wanted to set it up, played for a while, and it was awesome. And I always just look back at the night, and I'm just like remembering there, just sitting out in front of Best Buy, drinks in hand, just hanging out and just talking about games with people I didn't know. And it always just brings back a good memory for that. I still would have taken the $300 because I still would have had the experience either way. That $300 didn't come till way later in the night. But I still nonetheless had a great time, and I just, I smile every time I think about it. So, just wanted to share that little story. Nothing crazy or anything like that happened, but it was just a really fun night that just makes me smile when I think about it. So, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff. You know the drill. If you've been to YouTube once or twice, I assume all of you, yeah. All right. And as always, keep on gaming.